Yo, what up? How you doing today? Dude, I would like to welcome you to another episode of Let's Look at the Damn Market. Now, um, obviously, it's on the NASDAQ right now, but I don't really care too much about the NASDAQ. What I do care about in this video, however, is I care a lot about stocks. Let's go and check out some stocks. Obviously, like similar to NASDAQ, just wanted to check out SPY because it's my fucking favorite. Okay. And really quickly, I wanted to give you a little rundown on um just playing around with like some goldback levels on stocks. We haven't talked about that in a while on this channel, and especially because there's a lighter somewhere, but sometimes you just gotta get it started, you know what I'm saying? Hit the ember with it. My thing is, I totally understand the conversation we had last go on stocks, right? And we talked about how bigger valuation you're going to be caring about a bigger PO3. All right. Now, this the thing though. Okay. It's not like they're all the same. So, what I mean by that is, for example, and we're going to get off this and we're actually going to go to indicators and we need what's called day of the week. All right. Now, I want to take that off and pop on days of the week. All right. Now, 15-minute chart. You can see how I have access to like I already showed you this. We're just doing the local recap. Okay. You just need to be able to see like what day is what. You get what I'm saying? So when you're looking to trade, um, let's say it's a weekly profile, or if you actually want to care just about your goal back levels, that's actually not a bad thing. Okay. So you might be somebody who is trying to find a style or what model you're looking to really care about. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking just about like the generic um I mean it's a small part of it, but yeah, you should be able to or sway. But you need to be decisive about it. Like don't try to take trades and then figure it out afterward. Like know your intention before you're pressing the button. And the reason why I speak about that, and the reason why I'm showing you the weekdays, right? So if we're focused on, let's say for example, we have this, oh, this is like the first, right? So we're just going to do our first week of January, keeping it very simple. Okay. And that's the thing. I love the NASDAQ, but I say this all the time to other students, bro. We've been smacking NASDAQ every fuck, bro, every literal day for years. I'm so bored of NASDAQ at this point. It's fun. It's a full-time job, and you can do what you need to do. But I am so bored of looking at the NASDAQ. I've seen the same structure so many times. And the thing is, the reason why people ask me like why when I go to trade options, like I only really care about like three tickers really, is because like we talk about, SPY similar to NASDAQ, same similar price action, full-time job. I also really like DraftKings because this is like pretty much the probably first options trade I ever took, actually. And it wasn't bad. I actually made some money in my very first options trade. And it's only because it was a smaller valuation and my contracts were a lot smaller to be able to handle. So if these are all like $17 a fucking contract, yeah, I can get like 20, 30 of them. That's the shit back then. But this is my thing. Dealing with a high valuation, you are obviously needing to come in with some money. Okay. Yo, you see, I got these bags under my eyes, bro. I have been like, fuck. Like, my sleep schedule is so off. But it's because I've been trading more like Asia and London versus um just only trading New York like a lot of people do. But when I get to a New York, I mean, at this point, I'm not looking to trade SPY the same way I'm looking to trade NASDAQ. I'm not looking to trade the euro the same way I'm trading Oxy or a Meta, or you get what I'm trying to say? It's not just because the stock market is open at different hours. It's all well and good. But my thing is, if this is all obviously running a very similar or the same algorithm, right? And we're going to mess around with some levels here. Now, it's my thing, right? The reason why I give that kind of premise is because a lot of people are still trying to find their style or find what markets you really like. Or I totally understand that futures are just popular right now, right? When I first started trading, everybody still was trading forex the way I was, and I still trade forex every day. But I totally get where options trading is, just a different community, and how a lot of people who trade options just aren't really into um algorithms, to be honest. So like when it comes to this type of stuff, right? I don't want you to think it is any different in terms of like any different in terms of playing around with your goldback levels. So the reason why we're playing around with these shifts or whatever is so you can see exactly what we're working with. Okay. Now it's currently 9:15 in the morning and it's about to open, right? I make sure we drink water. Now we're going to focus on Monday, January 5th to the 12th. All right. Now it's the thing, right? Hmm. The reason why my colors are set up a certain way, right? Outside of just your goldback levels, it's because I'm thinking generally about AMD. You know what I mean? So I understand that the days are going to be representative of that versus the other formats that we have. Okay. You don't have to be picky about the AMD version that you're looking to use. Just play around with the days if you are brand new. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can come to mentorship and I'll explain it to you. But if you already catch my drift, okay. Now, when it comes to price action, right? I totally understand where a lot of people are still just freaking out about like every time we go up or down. You're really thinking that in your mind that like the way the candles are looking to you, I understand this is a lot cleaner than something like this, right? But you're still looking at every single up or down as if it's black and white or if it's very random, I'll say. But you have to remember, we don't go up or down without a reason. Okay. Now, playing with some of these AMDs, right? I'll give you this one. I'll give you one. Not going to go into the concept all deep. We've done all the AMD stuff on the free YouTube mentorship, but this is just so you guys can, well, just so you can get an idea of what I mean about like just using one version versus another. And again, there's multiple formats of using AMD. You can add a deeper math to it if you would like. Not going to do that right now again. But like I said, I totally understand where this is just like my favorite way of using I mean I just like day theory a lot. It's very clean. No need to fuck with it. It's very clean. And if you understand, I mean, we talk about it a lot. It's not like a fucking secret or anything. But it's the thing, right? A lot of people will just kind of overcomplicate the concept. But this is the thing. Like, you're identifying this stuff not just because it's good for your health, but because you're looking for two things: environment. So that means, are you looking for something to be insanely trendy today? Why or why not? And so again, this is a version of AMDX for sure, and it's not XAMD. And how do we know? I'm on out. This bitch is an A now. You get what I'm saying? Don't get to a point where, oh my God, where's the hold on. There's a lighter around here somewhere. And I got two of them. Oh my God. I'm having such a phenomenal day right now. And like, don't mind me. I mean, I always smoke and talk to you guys, but like, um, I'm smoking some stuff called I've been smoking the Miracle Alien cookies pretty much still. But I did get some other stuff called Guava Bamba, and I have way too much of it. And I don't know. I guess like some of these core strains that I like. I mean, anything has to be like a OG or like a Girl Scout kind of base, right? For me personally. And also, if you're new to this channel, my older viewers know this, but my ADD be so bad sometimes. That's why, like, I'll go from talking to you about the chart about something super important to something that has nothing to do with fucking anything except just what I'm thinking about. But don't get distracted because we're still on the same topic. Okay, I'm telling you not to get distracted. Like I'm not the one distracted. Like what the fuck is going on, right? Anyway, so thinking about again, this bitch is an A. We care about two things. If it's an A cycle, you're probably going to be thinking more about liquidity, big bang, versus like you need to come in every day thinking, I need to press the button, 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 but we're still not understanding the AFD cycles. Now, the reason why blue for me is like an accumulation, this is supposed to be like a red. It's kind of like a darker red now. I mean, I could change it. You think you should make this a better red? Let's make it like a better red. Just, yeah, bro, a little lighter. There we go. That's cool. We want to save as default. And okay. All right. So that's a little cleaner, right? AMDX. Anyway, speaking about the goldback levels, what I care more about. But just so you understand, yes, there are certain days of the week that will be better for you to be trading on. Let's keep it very simple like that. So if you want to prioritize just the middle of your week, okay? Um, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, just get ready to put the work in. All right. That's an easy way to keep it simple. All right. You're going to start with Monday. And all I need you to do is just check and see what the vibe is. Is it a more distribution themed on Monday? Is it a more accumulation themed on your Monday? And you just want to go in order. Don't complicate the shit. All right. There's actually a super job. It's actually on my Instagram. It's actually not even on YouTube. Um, there's like a 4-part AMD breakdown I did. And it's on my Instagram in the reels. If you get bored enough to go watch it, go do that. Now, more importantly, number two, okay? Speaking about the cycles and knowing, right? Expected price action. So you're not just going to come into an A cycle and expect this bitch to just move for no fucking reason. It's not going to be accumulate distribution based like this. It's not going to be accumulation based on a Wednesday. It's not the vibe. Now, when it comes to like a spy, right? You notice how I brought us down to the 9, okay? Now, the funny part is when we think about the NASDAQ, right? Because we've been talking about it for fucking ever. God damn it. IQ has no problem smashing fucking 80 watts, 243s using a wireframe of 729, 2187, right? Now, this is my thing. We're not trading NASDAQ. SPY, you can keep it on your 9 or your 27 since you're actually going through $9 a price versus $27 a price. And we understand how big these moves are. If you catch like a $2 move or a $3 move, it's quite significant. So, yes, I totally understand where somebody else is like, man, that can't be right. Why the fuck would I be on a 9? Or even coming down to it, let's pop this up. Let's go underneath us right now. See, all this price action here. The 3 is excellent on SPY. You want to know why? For this reason. For your Monday, even though it's an accumulation base, you can still get yourself to understand exactly where you need to go. So if we do one more shift, okay? And like I said, finding yourself as a trader here, it's not just about scalping or day trading, but you're going to find not just your model, but how long do you actually feel like staying? Like how much patience do you really have? But we do know that you smack this bitch right from that goldback level. This is not the hardest thing in the world, my friend. You got the 3 low. So on that Monday, you can take buys right inside that area if you understand. This is 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, end of the day, right? 3:45. No, do not start no new trade there. But you can, if you want to, get into your swings. Understanding the weekly profile is where that comes in. So just understanding that now, I understand that this is January now, so sometimes it could be offered to you slightly a little sloppy. Meaning Monday to Thursday, this is like your core focus if you're trying to play with the weekly algorithm. Friday is a measure of rebalance. Okay. It has a separate function that needs to go into the next week coming over. But I want you to understand when it comes to these 3 lows, 9 lows, you're looking to play that same day or same week. This doesn't take too long to complete. And you also see exactly why they stop here. Now, I'm not going to get too into dealing range levels, but what I'm going to say is again, finding the high and finding your low, we understand that all this here is just power 3 liquidity. This is your real target. So that's why on 9:30 on your Tuesday, they spike it right up and they and land at least where? First of all, taking out liquidity here. Excellent. And this is not hard, bro. It's not hard. Now, speaking about that the rest of the week, right? Your Friday is over here. Like I said, we're not going to care about that directly yet. We'll get back to it. All right. We'll get back to this. Now, what are we going to care about from January 5th to your 8th? Remember, this is your 9th. Next one over is the 12th. 3 low. But what are you offered? Low of the week. Plus, you have this new week opening gap Friday. Okay. Now we understand with the way market structure is presented, right? Yes, this is your low of the week. They can come back for gaps. They don't have to prioritize this. Now, the funny part, accumulation, manipulation up, you do have a distribution down. It's not a bad area to actually aim at when you're using this leg here. This is not terrible, but I want you to understand that, again, singular objective is going to help you Q1 through Q2. So January is not a time to, and I like how my friend says this, right? Overstay. You're welcome. And plus, you have to understand order flow. So, yeah, bullish order flow here. So that means they are going to leave sell-side objectives. So I totally understand where even if they give you a nice distribution sell to use, they might end up saying, you know what? You're thinking it's just like another dollar away. You're like, okay, cool. Perfect. They said, no, fuck you. Fuck that. They spend all the rest of that Thursday saying fuck you. That's not fun. But what is fun is you to understand what the week is up to. So, meaning when you're done this, and here's 9:30 now. When you're done this, right? You have another three down here that got us in. We break this one. And you see where we make your high of the week. You get what I mean? So that's why I wanted you to keep it very simple and speaking just about using goldback levels intraday or even coming in the same week. So if you're playing around, and again, I could double it up. There we go. Now, we're right in the middle between 3 and 9, so we're using a 6, right? So we got 6 on there. 3 plus 3, my friend. Do you see what this does for you? Completely organized. Okay. Now, another thing you can do if you're not somebody who so much really cares about um all the logistics of each individual algorithm, or you don't really care about PD array levels to that degree, it's definitely good for you to learn. But let's say you're brand new to the levels. You also can kind of play around and say, you know what? You don't have to customize it like I do technically, but um, there's a setting called equilibrium mode. All right. Now, what that does takes off all your PD array levels. You can find your own PD arrays if you want to. But what you're going to do, okay? Again, since we understand that stocks are using relatively small PO3 numbers, you're either going to keep yourself on a 3 or double it up with a 3 and a 3, or kind of keep it on with a 9 and a 9, or you get what I'm trying to say, right? As soon as you get access to seeing something respect a high or a low, first of all, and go find yourself some fucking liquidity, my guy. You get what I'm trying to say? This should be stupid easy for you to be able to operate this. So that's why when we talk about, oh shit, there's a 3, we went through it. There's another one. Oh shit, is it going to go through that one too? You should be able to answer that question for yourself quite easily. And again, look how perfect the levels are. You reach right above our liquidity, which is a clear target. And like I said, all you're looking to do is play your levels correctly. So you get access to 2 3s in a row coming all the way back down. Now, outside of your levels, what's actually happening here also in terms of narration is what I want to know. We spoke about this. No, I meant to move that. Sorry. There we go. Like I said, when they're looking to give you certain things algorithmically, the algorithm is constantly fucking snitching on itself, dog. You got to feel me on this. It's not like it plays complete ping pong because we have objectives. But when you start to notice, like, bro, why are you hovering above a opening gap? Why are you hovering above an opening gap? It's the creation of brand new liquid. So you need to wait for them to make this. On a very basic level, they trade away from it and they trade back. And when as soon as they trade back, like I said, they're giving you hints all along the way, my guy. Why do you think they leave such bullshit in the middle like this? Knowing damn well you got to get where. Now, when I say draw liquidity, I'm not talking about externally, outside of these. This is what we call internal range. Okay. Gap is internal range liquid. Buy or sell side liquidity is what we consider external range. Okay. Now, the reason why we're having this like conversation about it like this is again, thinking about the algorithm 1 week at a time. So my Mondays are blue, Fridays are gray. Like I said, it's totally on you to understand. Now, let's go look from a bigger perspective. Totally understand what we need to be doing for your type of trading. So if you're somebody who wants to come in here and you're looking to swing everything and you want to do this and do that, okay, that's cool. But what you're going to do, you can open up the range, but that might be you trying to, and we're going to come down here and get rid of equilibrium mode. We don't need additional range. I want to play with the current. Okay. Now watch. Let's hit this 27. Now, it's the thing, right? 4 hour chart, or even the daily chart. And I love the fact that, like, yeah, there's like so many obvious gaps, of course. This bothers people still with some of the goldback levels, but I don't want it to. Like, you still are looking at a complete range or level that you can use. So that means if we are seeing like a EXT level respected, yeah, it's probably going to be respectful of the lower dealing ranges as well. So 27, and we make it all the way back to your EQ, which is cool. This is a surefire shot right here. And you see, it doesn't take long to get there. And obviously, we talk about the range of price, right? So this is $27 per SPY. Now, you also got it from the like like down here, you are godly. That's almost a $20 move. Yeah. Sick, right? Now, obviously, if you got it on this Friday and you understood the range, or you waited till Monday, you understood the range. This is actually not bad. See, you still cop $10 off of that. Let's bring it down. Like I said, it's almost like the same way we view the NASDAQ, right? But the levels that you're able to use, right? And this is why we can see in time and space. Operating with some of these things, right? Right now, this is your Tuesday. Okay. After MLK Day, right? This is your Wednesday. You see how we're moving, right? But notice how yesterday was clean, right? You see how using that 9. This is not hard, bro. It's not hard. What you need to be able to understand, especially once we go look at NQ, obviously NQ is ripping right now. And I'll show you why. Already got it to where I wanted to go. You think I'm slacking? Of course not. We understand what the NASDAQ is doing. Already know. Just because we've already used it, I can show you now. There's a 4-hour gap down here, obviously. Okay. Now, we spoke earlier in the week, not me and you, but the rest of my students. We spoke earlier in the week about how annoying it is when they give a clear magnet like this, right? I'm just going to call this a magnet. All right. Now, obviously, there's other buy side liquidity and stuff like that. Man, when I tell you not understanding this environment will have you pulling your motherfucking hair out. Do you see what I mean about how, like, yeah, we took the buy up yesterday looking to target Asia. They stopped just short of it. Yes, I had this 4-hour gap marked out for probably about 2 weeks now. But the thing is, every single time they want to even go towards my array, bro, they stop right before you want to get to a classic DOL. This shit was breaking so many hearts yesterday, bro. And we made a good amount of money, so I was cool about it. But this is the thing. Not understanding your environment, yeah, you think it's a game. I love this shit, man. And like I said, our job is not playing with every single price swing right now. Our job is for you to be selective. So not understanding, like, especially like again, because who gives a fuck about NASDAQ? Boring NASDAQ. We care so much about NASDAQ. Oh my God. We love it, but this is what I'm saying, right? When it comes to other markets, though, I still want you to have that experience, right? So if you are somebody who says like, "Yo, I mean, I heard SPY was crazy, dog. That shit doesn't work with goldback levels. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, and this, that, and the third." And listen, what did we just talk about? Gaps. So what do you think we just did? Turtle soup. And why would you not target this thing? I just called this a what? If you listen to me long enough, I'll give you a gem. But my bad. Had to hit the wheat real quick. There we go. Now, funny part, right? Like I said, that's a magnet. This came right down into it from your turtle soup. Okay. And you also notice again, let's check out our goldback levels. Okay. Now, obviously, we're playing down the 1 minute chart, right? 9 is going to be a little too big. Let's come down. Let's see what we really got to work with. Ah, so that means, like I said, you need to be able to understand structure as well, not just your levels, but structure too. Okay. The reason why you're having this consolidation where you placed in nature, EQ, responsible for what? Accumulation. Now, what area is still open? High here. Now, we spoke about this magnet, right? Tapped into the magnet. Okay. Now watch. We'll leave that there. And we'll go to, there's that 4 hour, right? See that? Check me out. Where we at, baby? Asia. Took Asia. Easy. Told you. Not slacking. I see exactly where we at. Now, this the thing, right, brother? All right. So I gave the Discord. They knew to take buys from your 4 hour gap. Why? There's plenty of buy side liquidity above that. Okay. So what I also need from you, all right, in this moment, what I need from you, you need to understand this. All right. Yes, there is a small correlation, or not small, but very big correlation between these assets. Okay. I love that. Now, me personally, I want you to get to a point where, let's say, for example, that you just don't really care about SPY very often, right? You just don't want to trade that. And you want to deal with something that's lower valuation. Okay. So, my bad. I got distracted. And relative to your opening price, right? You're still thinking about a premium and a discount, is what I meant to tell you. You still get access to that discount versus your premium. Now, you tell me, okay? Do you expect it here first? Why or why not? Versus us coming all the way down back to the low. You tell me. Do you think it's that much of an asshole that we can't take buy side liquidity and make it to the range high? What do you think? And you didn't have to cut me off. Told your friends to grab your records, then you change your number. You didn't have to stoop so low. Now you're just an asset that I used to trade. That's how it feels when you have that trading trauma. It'd be a certain asset. You're like, yo, I'm never touching this shit again. Never. And so it feels like watching paint dry, but what? You want to see an attack of this high. Attack. Now, what does that mean? That's what that means. Now, that's the thing, right? It's not gonna stop till where? Where you at, Johnny? All right. Let's get ready to take some parcels. Now, down to the 1 minute chart, right? See, very clean, very clean. Okay. I wanted to smash this. There we go. All right. Excellent. 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 We about to sell 3 of these. And typically, I mean, if you don't feel like comfortable waiting for like liquidity attacks or whatever, listen, that's the biggest thing for you to work on. That is the biggest thing for you to work on. You get what I mean? And so, like I said, watch this, right? Back to NASDAQ. Where we at? NASDAQ. Why are you not falling? Because it's doing the same thing SPY is fucking doing. But only thing is, right? We spoke about objectives. Okay. We came up and we took my first objective, which is the Asia, right? Now, why is this leg still bullish? Took a low. It turtled this low. Use the fair value gap. It's very simple, my guy. I don't want you to overthink it. Now, if you're somebody who, I mean, I get it. Like a lot of people are not comfortable with trading like the 850 macro, or like you're probably only into like the 950 macro. But in my opinion, you gotta get, listen, man, you gotta get in there, brother. Look at this. 850 macro, brother. What do you think is the point of this is? 850 macro supposed to fair value. Okay. Very, very simple. Also, you have access to this one at 853. Okay. So you got access to a super, super nice set of gaps. And also you have a relatively nice target. Like, listen, like you gotta, like, I get that this is an algorithm, right? Everybody wants to glorify New York and things like that. But you gotta get to the point where this is not the only part of your arsenal. Get what I mean? That 950 to 1010 macro is excellent. It's great. But guess what? It's 950 now. So what you gonna not touch none of this? You gonna not touch none of this? You gonna ignore all this because it's not 930? You're gonna ignore the fact that we came into a higher time frame array and not take the trade? Why? Listen, man, I want you to get to a point where this shit's not scary to you. Okay. Now, what do we have available? I told you. I like the fact that we had distribution. So it passes the vibe check, my friend. You get what I'm saying? So are you completely done here? Why? Why? Bro, it's 9:50 in the morning. You sure you want to get out of the trade completely? Why? Now, like I said, plenty of other things that we need to talk about. I like this. I like that. Hey, now it's the thing, right? SPY should be doing the same thing as NASDAQ. Yeah. Yes, sir. Here's the thing, man. This is the thing, man. Where you think we're going? Let's open up the range a little bit. Now, you see why I gave you a little snippet of, like, if we're playing into some of these markets, like, not to say it like that, but um there's plenty of things that are helping you, and it's up to you if you choose to pay attention. And like I said, um, I wanted to do some stuff for the homies, and I understand that we tapped into this already, and that's what caused this down run. But I also want to be able to identify some sort of liquidity, right? So would it be logical? You tell me. Would it be logical for us to expect, at least like on the day, if we don't get it by today and getting it by tomorrow, right? Um, I don't feel like worrying about these lows. However, we talked about how we tapped into my magnet in terms of like a invisible fair value gap, if you will, right? And it caused us to take an interesting buy from there. Your gold back levels off the three was able to help us out there. Now, coming down with all this stuff, right? We're flying right through the threes. So I think it's logical that we may be able to expect this level again. Now, if we do, this is so close to again. I'm just connecting these dots, right? So close to this liquidity up here. Why would I not expect this to be a equal area that I would expect stops to be placed above? So anybody with some real sales, yeah, you making too much money. Fuck that. We need to take y'all out. And I want to see a spy with a bigger and better valuation, and I want to see it uh up here. I want to see that. Me personally, we want to see that. Now, back to my guy. You feel me? You feel me though? Now, what's another thing? Okay. Now, if you are actually truly that worried, all right, it's not about macros anymore. We can use them. That's cool. Let's talk about some internal range. Okay. I spoke about external versus internal. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, that's the thing, right? This is your next area of internal range liquidity. Marketplace had no buying there. Therefore, it's looking to replace that. My Discord is having so much fun right now. I'm just watching them talk. Now, that's the thing, right? Welcome to the 10 o'clock hour. Now, that's the funny part. Bro, I'll be in VR with this shit. Yeah, bro. And like I said, I can still see you. So like the same way like I can operate my computer or people ask me like how I could trade in they're talking about politics a little bit. Okay, that's excellent. So do you see what I mean about this gap here being our target, right? And it's gonna come and try to fake people out and play this, but this is what I mean about that distribution panel. You need to understand how the money is made. You can't be scared. So don't worry about all this stuff. Yes, we're going to have a reaction once we get into this gap or whatever. It's going to try to play the middle, then play a little bit at the top. However, like I said, I like these. Now, elephant in the room. Yeah. And this is excellent. This is so excellent. Go NASDAQ, go NASDAQ, go. Excellent. It's funny because I have like an IMAX of the screen right now versus the literal computer as well. So there we go. There we go. That should be it's right on time. 301. And this is, yeah. So it should pop up to that 317, 318 area. But like I said, it's going to try to play us with the wicks. But you can't get distracted by the wicks. Okay. Now, this is cool. Now, like I said, I want to see that 3 like 18 yellow line. There we go. Excellent. You tell me, is trading hard or what? Man, trading must be hard. I don't know. It's up to you, man. It's up to you to do the work. Shit easy. Uh, 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 oh God. I'm so tired. But uh, there we go. So what did I tell you? I said we're gonna stop in the middle, then stop at the top. See? Now that's where your next wick is. See it? Yes, sir. I mean, I get it, bro. It's like having too many thoughts or this concept or that concept. You just need to understand what the fuck we doing. Now, my friends, let's check in on the spy. Like I said, it's up to us to understand where we need to go. Have we made a mistake yet? I don't know. Plenty of stuff to be doing here. However, there's probably somebody somewhere that said, you know what, dumbass levels, man. But didn't even go all the way down, but you're going up. Yeah, it's up to you to understand why. I gave you a hint, but I won't explain it to you. Now, my friends, what do we talk about? Liquidity up top here. Internal range is now complete. That is restored. And like I said, I just like these ones up top here. So, and we'll just kind of keep it simple and I don't know. What should we do today? We'll figure it out. Have fun, everybody. Have a good day.